I need you all to understand something from the get-go, and that is, abandon taupe, all ye who enter here. I want you to see this book as a safe place. A place where what John Betjeman called ghastly good taste finds no succor. There'll be no judgment and no awkwardness about trends, fashions, or fads. Instead, a gorgeous, glorious celebration of the known world's most magnificent, munificent design philosophy, Maximalism. Exactly what the jinkies is maximalism. Maximalism gets its name rather simplistically from the fact it's the heroic antithesis of minimalism. In superhero terms, Captain Maximal is locked in perpetual conflict with his arch-nemesis, the evil and malodorous Dr. Minimalisto. Although simply defining this extraordinarily wonderful way of living as a mere opposite to something ugly doesn't come close to expressing maximalism's beatific glory. More is so very much more than that. Now, be brave. It's time to meet the enemy. If maximalism is anti-minimalism, what's minimalism and how does one avoid it? Minimalism was a curious refinement of 20th century modernism, where interiors were starved by force until they damn near expired of glamourexia. The point was to prove to yourself and your poor battered home that you were the boss. All those crazy byproducts of existence like mess, fuss, clutter, and love would be sacrificed on the altar of clean lines and less is more. Now, here's something hilarious. Less is more, which was the fridge magnet slogan of modernism, doesn't actually mean less is more. In fact, it means more is more. We first meet it as a phrase in the 1855 poem Andrea del Sarto, which was penned by the floppy-locked poet Robert Browning. In it, he uses the term less is more to convey the fact that those fabulously talented yet super showy-offy Venetian painters used minimal effort for maximal effect. Literally the opposite of minimalism, where maximal effort is used for minimal effect. In Italy today, sprezzatura means maximum impact with minimal seeming effort. It may as well mean maximalism. 5 paragraphs in and I've already whooped the opposition's bony ass. Less is more, albeit a misquote and an accidental antiphrasis, becomes one of the most overused slogans of the 20th century and is nearly always erroneously attributed to mid-century modernist Mies van der Rohe. Young and impressionable Master Mies fell in with a group of ranty young designers who together formed the Bauhaus. The Bauhaus is very much the villain of this piece and as such shall be forever pronounced as Bauhaus. Under their robot-eyed leader Walter Gropius, the Bauhaus Bauhaus was the Germanic iteration of a very European obsession with remaking society, some kind of mega-modern factory where everything worked perfectly, but in a very grey way. They, like so many creative revolutionaries knocking around the 1920s, had been radicalized by the cloying sentimentality and emotional over-ornamentation of sensible, hard-working, middle-class society. The Bauhaus, in particular, hated curtains, carpets, cushions, paintings that weren't horrid, lampshades, and anything else that made living in your living room cozy or comfortable. The bourgeoisie were apparently to be seen as the beasts of the piece. The Bauhaus held a particular place in hell for what they saw as the corny, stultifying femininities that the lady kind of the bourgeoisie brought into the home to make it a lovely, loving place. Modernists, it seems, didn't like their mothers. Like a bad smell, cabbage, a bit of sick, and a lot of wet newspaper would do it, modernism clung to the 20th century right to the bitter end. Looking back at books and magazines of the period, you'd be forgiven for thinking that the world became a place of unflinching, shiny minimalism. Acreages of white kitchen, tundras of pale ash floors, and cliff faces of plate glass seemed to be what civilization on the cusp of the 21st century claimed it wanted to look like. Despite its near-total dominance of glossy magazine covers and its ubiquity in TV advertising, did anyone you know really live as a minimalist?